Yeah, hello everyone. This is Said Amara again, your friend and leadership coach for another live video. And this time I'm really excited because I really want to share with you something very amazing, which is actually the story of Jordan. Actually, he's going to share with us his experience. So this is a special interview that I'm doing for you live right now. And the idea behind this interview, you can see Jordan on the right or on the left of my screen, depending how you're positioned, actually. So basically, the way how we're going to do it is with an interview. Jordan is going to share with us his story. Jordan actually, I had the privilege to have a couple of discussions with him and a couple of exchange, and really I really like it, the way how he stepped up. And as you know, I strongly believe in people who goes about their dreams and do what is right, what they think is good for them, and take action behind it. And as a leadership coach, also I'll try to make sure that people get out of their comfort zone and step out because this is the only way we can progress. And when you find someone who does that, you only want him to share his experience. And this is where we're today. And Jordan is one of these cases who just quit everything, and I will let him quit everything to pursue his dreams, to be very precise. And I will let him now introduce himself. So Jordan, hello, can you hear me properly now?
Yes.
Superb. So, Jordan, let us introduce yourself. So, just want to know who you are, where you started. Okay, give us a brief snapshot, and then from there we'll take it. Is that okay with you?
Yep.
So, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Hey everyone. I'm Jordan. I'm 21 years old. Before I, as was said, before I left everything and pursued my desires, I was working in a bit of a rubbish factory job, and surrounded in an environment that was really quite unpleasant. I tried very hard to be as positive and as happy as I could be, but it was just a very discouraging environment, and it wasn't doing anything that I was interested in doing or anything that I was good at doing, until eventually I stumbled upon cryptocurrencies, and I ended up quitting my job for that and starting my own business, which didn't turn out as good as I'd hoped. But cryptocurrencies were the more interesting one anyway, so I think I put more passion towards it, and so I've been trading cryptocurrencies for a while now, and yeah.
Sounds amazing. And you know what? Take it from there. I think what like you to share with us is from the very beginning, because cryptocurrency is amazing, and I will deep into that. I'm sure we want to share a bit more details to everyone on cryptocurrency, but I really want you to share with everyone here live the journey, because your first job, how did you go about it, and where did you start? um, can you share a bit more
Um,
behind that?
yeah. Well, my first job was actually oh, sorry, I'll just move the camera a bit, get the lighting a bit better. Yeah, my first job was in a poultry processing unit. So I was cutting up and gutting chickens, which obviously really wasn't a pleasant job.
Wow.
Yeah, that one really wasn't a pleasant job. And I was in that for about 7 months, until I moved to a better job in a powder coating factory. Um, and and I stayed in that for a bit over 2 years, and both of them were quite unpleasant work. And the type of environment there with all the people and stuff, there's sort of the attitude of you rock up to work, you're talked down to a lot. I think that's a thing that you get a lot of, talked down to, and because there's an environment there that a lot of people are going to a job that they don't like doing.
Yeah.
There tends to be a lot of arguments and things as well. So and a lot of people losing their temper at each other, and it's just toxic environment where you feed off negativity off of each other.
Yeah, and it's amazing, that I that's one of the challenge we have. We all went to school, and you also went to the school, and I would like to share that later with us, Jordan. But it's like when we go to school, it's like we are actually brainwashed, meaning that we are there. You start in the morning. You know, you're driven by the bell. Each time the bell rings, you stop. You go have a break. The bell comes back. You go back to school, and then the bell rings again, and you it's time to quit to leave the school, and you go back home. And you're
Mm.
conditioned this way. And when you get graduated or you got a degree, you go to the factory, and it's the same. It's like,
Mm.
the school have
It's like
is preparing us to be starting at 8 and finish at 5. And I think that's what you were telling me, that doing that every day at work was not really what you were looking for, isn't it? So what have
mm.
triggered this, say, okay, starting at 8 and finish at 5, that's not for me. So what triggered that?
Well, I was actually starting much early. I was getting up about 4:30 each morning, but it was very repetitive. I mean, you go to work, you do the same thing day after day after day after day after day. And you work and you know what you're doing every single day after day, and it was not only that, and feeling like a robot almost, but it was also um, I felt like I was trapped by not being able to get out and actually go anywhere, because you'd have a 2-day weekend and then that was it. You'd have a 2-day weekend and then that was it. You'd had to be back in a certain spot in a certain area, um, to go to a workplace that you don't even enjoy going to.
So really, what have triggered? Because here, I'll try to share a message here because, you know, many of us or many of the people watching us today, either they are not working, or they are working, they are in a job, or some of them into this day-to-day job. So what had triggered this thinking about, stop, enough, that's not for me. I don't see that I'm progressing in my career. I don't want to be a zombie. I can do more than that. I have more resource. I have more that I can bring to the society. And what have triggered, what was the trigger for you, Glenn? Jordan, sorry.
Um, yeah, well, actually, I've always been a bit of a self-driven person where I wanted to do things my way. And I guess through school I got in trouble a bit because I was always the type of kid who wanted to do things my way, and I got into the workplace, and I think within my first month or so I was already thinking, stuff this, I don't want to do this forever. Um, and I think a bit of background I had during my teenage and early adulthood. I had some issues with alcohol, and I had to battle that and to stop drinking, and that in itself was something for me that showed me that I can go from having no goals and just sort of wanting to drink every day to being able to actually go and strive for things. And that sort of set me on the path of, what, I'm going to go make the best of my life and live it to live it to the fullest, have a really enjoyable life.
Wow. I, uh, and it's amazing, Jordan, because we, that's we all have this moment in our life that we don't think about goals, what we want to achieve in our life. And I think um, there's no one to tell us really, yo, wake up, you need to set up goals for your life. You go after them to achieve them. And we don't really have this wake up call. I think we have the chance here, people who are listening to us, that guys, you need to have goals in your life. Wake up and go about them, and you deserve. You can do way more behind them. You have to lead yourself, and I think we all have this moment of trouble or difficulties. You are talking about alcohol. A lot of people out there have alcohol. Some have drugs. I have some of my mentees as well. They have some drug addiction and had this issue, and we worked on that. And it's amazing when you start to visualize a goal, everything becomes possible, isn't it?
Mm. Yeah, for sure.
And the other thing I want also you to share as well is that you told me also about from where you're coming from a family perspective. You didn't grow up in a rich family, and that you told me that also have triggered some also some emotion for you to do something about your life rather than to be just on a day-to-day job and do something bigger, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Living with my mum, growing up with when I was at some stages when I was about 6 or 7, some stages wouldn't be able to even afford to put food on the table for all of us. So some nights she would go without so she could feed my sister and I. And it was all hand-me-down clothes, no new clothes, home job haircuts and all of that. And and growing up in that sort of environment of just getting by, and and just the constant stress of not having enough money and not being able to afford anything nice. It's just not the pleasant type of lifestyle to live. And as a driven young man, I see myself doing much better than that.
And it's important, and I think many of us have also gone from. I'm also I can reflect much here, Jordan. I'm sure many of us, many also who are seeing us right now live can reflect in that also. That we don't. It's not because actually we're coming from a very poor family that we cannot get out of it. So I personally as well I can reflect with just what you said, Jordan. I come from a poor family, and it took us quite a lot of hard work also, but also a transformation of mind that it's not because we've been poor that we cannot also achieve success. And everything is possible, but we need to get to work. We need to set up goals, and we need to work hard behind it because things doesn't happen on its own, and we need to structure it. And that's very important. And I think the most important is also think about our dreams. We should not give up our dreams. When you're young and kids, we have a lot of dreams that we want to do. Some people want to become an astronaut, I keep saying. Some people want to become a pilot. And when I was young, I always wanted to be a doctor. I didn't end up to be a doctor. Today, I'm a leadership coach. But you know what? There's always a way that we can contribute to the society. And I think it's a bigger goal. So I wanted to be a doctor, actually, talking about myself, because I wanted this association called Doctor Without Borders. Okay, and I want to be part of them. Go into countries to where there's issues and try to help people, to heal them. And still today I can contribute and help them in my way in a different way. So we should never give up on our dreams. And Jordan, I want you to share with us also what's really driving you. Because now you quit your day-to-day job, you stepped into the cryptocurrency. Now you're an entrepreneur, you're running your own business, but it's not only the money that is driving you, there's something bigger than that that is driving you. Can you share that
Mhm.
with us?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, my goal past the cryptocurrencies and all of that is to eventually have enough money backing myself where I can start to go out there, give back to my family firstly, and then fly around the world and help people around the world. Um, so so yeah, much like you said with yourself. I think there's only a certain amount of money that you need, and if you're accumulating more than that, then why not give back?
Uh, so you're driven by something bigger than just self.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's the top 10 richest people on the earth are richer than the bottom half of people on the earth combined. And I look at that myself and go, well, why, if those people can surely afford housing for everybody in the earth, why is there so many people that are homeless? And but then I have to remind myself that, well, you know what, I can't judge because I'm not in their position. So if I'm wanting something like that to happen, then I have to put myself in a position where I can do that, rather than sit around waiting for somebody else to do something that I'd like done.
Wow. It's amazing, and many of the people who have took the step towards success, they all keep telling me they are driven. That's something which is not about self, not just about the money, but also, of course, the money is a big game because, let's say, if we are poor, we cannot contribute more to the society, you know. But if we take on the challenge to become richer and be successful, we can give more to society and help more people.
Mm.
How do you see that? Do you see it the same way, Jordan?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you're poor, you're busy trying to look after yourself and trying to fend for yourself. So I mean, if you're financially free, then you don't have that burden.
Yeah. And Jordan, do you believe that anyone can also step up and also take on the challenge and the road for success? Anyone?
Yeah. You need to be committed. I think that's the one personality trait that's a must. You need to be willing to put in the sacrifice and commit. Um, as long as you're willing to do that and able to find something that you're good at and you're able to make money off of, then yeah, for sure. Although I also believe in success beyond money. Success without having, um, I believe there's also success without having a lot of money. Like success for me is for being happy as well. So I think that's a far more important success than being rich for those who don't make it as rich.
So it's more about the feeling of being fulfilled as well. That
Yeah,
something that we have accomplished, which is links us at the end of the day to our goal.
yeah. It's far more important to have a mentally healthy mind.
And what I hear from you as well is that really anyone can also pursue his success rather than, living day by day, but really go after something special. I strongly believe also that any one of us in this world, we all have something special. We have something which we are good at. We just need to go 100% about it and make the most out of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So now, I would like to ask you now. Let's talk about cryptocurrency. I'm also very keen in, and understanding a bit more that and sharing with everyone. We all talk about cryptocurrency as the trend now. Many people keep telling you, okay, get into cryptocurrency. You're gonna make big money. It's bursting. And also on the other side, we're hearing that it's a big bubble that you're gonna burst, and everyone will lose his money. So want to hear from you, John, and what's your view, about cryptocurrency as a general, and then how does this link to this bubble that everybody talks about it?
Well, look, um, bubbles have came up in the market before, whether it is or whether it isn't a bubble. There's still money to be made. And even if it is a bubble, there's chances that the Bitcoin bubble has already burst. I mean, it shot down to 10,500 US dollars just earlier in the week, and and it hasn't been looking like it's been recovering since. And not to say it won't, but but there's still money to be made, and as long as cryptocurrencies all over don't don't fall out for whatever reason. I don't know whether it be governments are legalizing cryptocurrencies, etc. But a lot of the governments, even ones that are banning Bitcoin, are legalizing other cryptocurrencies and using other
Yeah.
cryptocurrencies. So I think even if the bubble does burst, it's a market just like stocks, just like shares, and there's still these massive trading opportunities.
So cryptocurrency, it's there to stay, isn't it?
I hope so.
Right? So basically, in terms of cryptocurrency now, if let's say, all right, we have our live people looking at us right now, and they're curious about cryptocurrency. Not everyone is a pro into investing in cryptocurrency, go about it, or some people don't even have a lot of money to go about it. So what would be your recommendation for a newbie who never invested in cryptocurrency and he say, okay, now maybe I want to make some money out of cryptocurrency. Where should I start?
I think they should start with research before they put any money into it. Research, paper trade, right, or go. Um, there's different exchanges that have demo trading available, so you can go into a demo mode and go and you can start trading without really using real money first. I recommend doing that. I didn't do that, but I did a significant amount of research before I actually got into trading. And I've been going for a while now, so there's the experience as well, which is really important. But I think one of the really big things is do not trade emotionally. Just earlier tonight was one of the rare examples for me. There was a spike on my favorite coin, and it was shot straight up, and I have a lot of money in that coin, and it shot straight up, and I sold it at a certain point, and I was sitting there waiting for it to burst and to go down, and I think I got two, and then one of my other coins dropped at the same time, and so it dropped, so I bought in low with that coin, and then I was sitting there waiting for time to go by, and I was getting too agitated and picky, wanting to change this and that, and I had to actually walk away from the computer, because if you're making emotional trades, that's where things can all go wrong.
Wow, I think it's an amazing advice, because you need to remain very I would say my understanding from you, to remain calm, steady, keep your brain in place, and not to put too much horse toward the money that is trading in the computer there, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic. And so basically, if I understand right, so get to learn, get to understand how this works before you do your first investment. Understand how all these things go around, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And another question now, what message would you give to all our followers now? People already in their day-to-day work, people are looking for a job, and for them, they want to build their success, because we are 2018 is around the corner, and I keep always insisting, guys, go ahead, put in place your goals, structure it, and go after your dreams, make it happen, and take action, and lead the way. We all, in a way, we are the leader of self. We need to lead ourselves. That's also what I keep
Mm.
teaching in my leadership coaching, is that we need to lead the way and lead ourselves. So in this message, what could you add to it? You who actually have stepped out of your comfort zone, and you went completely into what you believe is gonna making you successful to reach your ultimate goal. What could be this advice you want to give to them?
Well, I think I've found that a lot of people out there trying to pursue their goals, talk a lot about motivation and of course being friends with a lot of people out there who are trying to pursue their goals. You see a number of people also, then get these periods where they're low in motivation. What I've personally found is with cryptocurrencies is I've found that thing for me where I don't need motivation. I'm always motivated. It's just something that I really genuinely enjoy doing. And even when there's when I've made a loss on a sale or something, it doesn't bring me down too much, and I still just want to keep going, keep learning, keep pushing, and there really is it's a sustained sense of motivation, and I think the big thing for me is getting that morning routine where I go, right, wake up, I'm going to go have a cold shower, eat breakfast, jump on the computer, check emails, and then write down 3 things I want to do that day for work, and things I want to get accomplished. Just to get the ball rolling and the momentum going, rather than having to pick it up at a random point where you don't have that momentum going.
Oh, it's amazing. You just made my day. Honestly, just those three steps that you just mentioned. They, I think they sound so easy, so simple, but many of people don't practice it. And I like the cold shower, by the way. I practice it as well. And I do it after a hot shower, so you can feel this pinch that you're capable to go into it, so you can make the
Mm.
change. And I think it's very important. This cold shower thing, many people talk about it, and I recommend it as well. Personally, I do it, and I think that if you're capable to go into a cold shower, it means you can make everything possible in your life because this shock between hot and cold, it means you are getting out of your comfort zone. And I think this is a good teaching. And the other point I'm taking what you said also this you write down three
Mm.
actions that you're going to take for the day and you go after them.
Mm.
So have you been doing that all the time?
Um, no, that one is actually something I started up just before Christmas. So I've been doing three things to do with work and then three things to do with life as well. But
And it does work, isn't it? Because it keeps you
definitely,
focused.
definitely,
So,
definitely.
so all what you are saying and teaching, it does work. It's not just,
Mm.
the fact of
Mm.
writing and going after it is really keeps us focused, and to everyone here, I think let's take this message from Jordan. Really, I'm telling you, take it on. It does work, and it helps us to be focused. It helps us get out of our comfort zone, and the fact of writing. I really believe in writing, It's sad nowadays at school, we try to put everything on iPads, on computers straight away, and they are losing over the fact of writing. Writing actually, it's you see it, you visualize it, and you do it, and then it stays in your mind and you go about it, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, and another thing that I've found help is you have that piece of paper with you, and then as soon as you've got that lapse of concentration, you're able to look at the piece of paper. You don't have to log into any app on your iPhone or whatever it is. You just grab a piece of paper, look at it. Right, this is what I need to do. And as soon as you finish the job, right, I'm going to cross it off.
Got to the next one, and that avoids the
Mm.
procrastination as well. That's what I call leading the way. You go, you take
Mm.
action, you write it down, you go about it, lead the way. Fantastic, Jordan. I thank you so much for those precious, experience that you're sharing with everyone. I hope this gives, motivation and inspiration for everyone that they can go truly after their goals. And you know, don't take it just easy. It's the reality is work. If you want to go after your goals, it's work. You need to put the time behind it, but the reward after it, it's amazing. And especially if we are pursuing a goal which is not selfish but about others to share and give back to society, it makes it
Mm.
all of at a bigger level. Jordan, thank you so much for tuning live with us. I really appreciate your time. And to everyone here, we'll have again another interview also for another successful people. So stay tuned. Okay. And as I always say, listen to your heart, follow your passion, and take action right now. Don't procrastinate. All right. Ciao, ciao. Bye, Jordan. Cheers.
See ya.